Everybody is out of
support network for young men.
Do you disagree with
There is no support network. There is nothing you can be a part of in today's society.
But do you believe in equality?
Of course, but I do not describe myself as a feminist, and a large majority of women don't describe themselves as. Few as 6% now describe themselves as a feminist because they can see what I can see. They can see how they are not for equal rights. Because if you say you're for equal rights and only campaign for women, then you are lying.
But you can say again that women are they can be easily abused, you know?
Sorry, say this.
You can say that women can be easily abused, right?
In what sense?
Anyway, they're vulnerable to abuse, right? Not like a man. A man can stand for himself, right?
Some can, but some can, but some can't, and that's a problem because the feminists don't say that. The feminists will say, the feminists will say, no, we are empowered. But when the mugger comes running, oh, please protect me. When the bill comes, please pay for me.
She will call the police.
I've heard multiple women say it who claim to be feminists.
Have you ever been on a date with a woman today? Yes. They get very offended if you try and play the middle.
Yes.
You guys keep dating feminists. Exactly.
So you're going with the wrong woman then?
Because I know lots of women who will be happy to take you paying for the bill. So I know a lot of women that will happily take you for paying for the bill.
Okay, why don't you just say pay your half and I pay my half in the front?
No.
Feminism's not about who pays the bill, by the way.
No,
Feminism is about men and women being treated.
But listen. Most of the time, a man make an invitation. He said, "Look, you want to come and have a dinner with me? You inviting, you have to pay."
Exactly. But there is no feminist. The feminists aren't there in that situation.
Can you name the feminist author?
No.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
Because I've seen feminists, I've seen them at the Women's March, I go out actively to try and find the ones that will do the most damage. Not the ones who sit and write the books, but the ones who will come out on the streets and speak. And those are the most dangerous ones. What do you mean what damage they're doing? They're demonizing young men. At the age, I'll give you an example. I will give you an example. I will give you an example, okay? You have, at the age of 20, young men are now less hireable than women because of today's feminist propaganda and agenda. Because it is. The wage gap is a myth, and that's propaganda spouted by feminists. Male privilege.
The wage gap isn't a myth. The way the wage gap is interpreted is a myth. There is a gap between the wages that women and men receive.
Yes, but that is only because...
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm saying that the way it's interpreted is a myth.
So why...
The wage gap itself isn't a myth.
But there isn't a problem within it. Yes, but there isn't a problem because if you know what you're talking about with the wage gap, it is only because of the hours worked weren't taken into the account. It's also women are more likely to not do the extra hours than men. That's a psychological test. Women will more likely go and see their daughter's ballet rehearsal than they will put the extra hours over the night.
Bullshit, man.
That is not.
You are right.
Where do you hear that stuff from? Man?
That's not. That's
No.
You can see that.
No.
You can see.
I say a man can work more hours than a woman.
It's because they see who will work the more hours. It was an example, it was an analogy. But they were more likely to work more hours. That's a fact because they earn more money. No, but they didn't work as many hours as well.
You're kind of coming off as a male version of a feminist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like an anti-version.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Because no, I'm not saying. First of all, I'm
like two sides of the same
I'm
coin.
just against the feminist movement in general. I'm not against the people who claim to be for equal rights because then that's fine. Because if you're for equal rights, you believe that people should be together and with each other. You should be equal in today's society. We can all agree.
Yes.
But people who describe themselves as feminists say we should be for equal rights, but only campaign for women's rights.
Which men's rights would you like them to campaign for?
What do you mean, which men's rights? E.g., the higher suicide rate, the fact they are more likely to be a victim.
Are feminists behind those sorts of campaigns?
They don't, because I go to a lot of
If I'm a feminist, I would campaign for it. I campaign for
But the feminist movement doesn't campaign for it. When was the
Exactly,
last time a
Joyce
feminist?
doesn't.
When was the last
Yes, it does, mate.
When was the last time a feminist rally started talking about men's rights? Because that never happened.
There were loads of feminist allies at the rally.
excuse me. The biggest charity in Britain is run by a feminist for men, for male suicide, and she says the problem with male suicide is masculinity. And Mike Buchanan said to asked her a few questions, she just put her head down. So they're constantly blaming suicide on the fact that the men, they should be more women-like, and then they wouldn't commit suicide, which is rubbish. We need more masculinity, not less.
Why do we need more masculinity?
Because men...
Because boys are taught not to be boys and men are taught not to be men. What is the, if you say to your young child, you say, hey, you need to be more like a girl, then
Nobody can say that to his child.
Well, more feminine, which is what they're saying.
What is feminine? What do you mean? Let's be more feminine.
You have
What
to
does that constitute?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. What do you
Men
mean?
and women are different, they complement each other.
In what way are they different? That's not
In
society.
what way? In every way.
In every way, from studies taken at young ages.
The fact that you have a dick will be different.
So from a young age,
When you make a little boy a girl.
So, yeah, and when tested, right, this is a test by Harvard University, when they took two young children, one male and one female, they chose different toys, they chose different colours. That's how they're different. Psychologically, they are different. They are also different in the way they act, that is shown throughout society, and throughout multiple studies show. You cannot argue that women are the same, aside from their body parts. That is an invalid argument, because so much facts have proven that is incorrect.
No, that's not true.
Speak up a bit.
Sorry. Boys who want to play with girls' toys, boys' toys, and what is a girl's toy?
A girl's
Why is a girl's toy a doll?
because a large majority.
Not many boys like
Okay,
trains.
I'll explain this to you, right?
This is a train, have
I'll
fun
explain
with
this to you.
it.
Okay, so what companies do, right? They take the majority. They try and sell to the majority. So they won't sell a male doll because they won't make as many sales. They will make more sales if they push a doll for girls because that's what the large majority will pay for. Exactly. When was the last time you gave? I have a little cousin. He's a boy.
He like play with my Barbies.
But this is what I'm saying. There's nothing. I'm not saying you take what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But she gave the example of what is a girl's toy and what is a boy's toy. I'm saying that the companies sell to the majorities, and the majority of boys won't play with Barbies.
I'm sorry, but you don't come out of the room saying I don't like Barbies because I'm a boy.
No, but that's psychologically what you do.
Your side it's imposed upon you.
Yes. But if there's a large majority, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do know what mine is.
A large majority, they sell to the majority. If the majority of boys stood up and said, okay, we want Barbies, they would be male Barbies. But there aren't.
Not going out and buying their own toys, are they?
But they play with them, so you're missing the point. The girls,
a 1-year-old will play with anything they give them.
but young boys
They'll
won't
play
want
with
to
the
wear
Russell
pink.
thing.
Young boys won't wear pink. You give my
will.
no,
I
they
did.
won't.
I did.
Yes, they will wear pink.
But then there are exceptions, exactly. But the majority won't. That's the problem. The companies sell to the majority, and if the majority don't want something, then they won't do it because they won't make as much money. That is the problem. Because if the majority don't do something, then why would you sell it? Let's say if I'm selling juice, right? And 90% want orange juice, but 10% want apple juice. I'm only going to make orange juice because I'm not going to lose out on the business just because 10% want it. There's no reason. There's no logical reason. If you want to play with a Barbie, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. But I'm saying the reason there are these set things in place, girls' toys and boys' toys, is because the large majority will play with the toys assigned to their gender, which is not unfair based on the scientific research behind it, which is also done by respectable universities, e.g. Harvard and Oxford. Do you have another question? Okay. Yeah.